I went to the game store recently and picked up a few things, and this was one of them. Sometimes a title can grab your attention, and when the game is literally just called Racing, yeah, I'll have a laugh and look. Boasting 3 different circuits and a total of 6 cars to choose from, the back also lists features such as 2 camera views and a tutorial and replay mode. The original developer is Tamsoft, currently famous for Senran Kagura, but more relevantly worked on the Choro Q games and Drift Champ in the past. Haven't played those, but I was recommended them, so I assume they can develop a quality racing title. I can't be too hard on it, as it was part of the Simple series, so of course it's going to be a cheaply developed game. But we have gotten good things out of the Simple series, so I figured sometimes you have to take a gamble. Sometimes you lose when you gamble. It's as basic gets. You start out with 2 tracks on logs and 1 car, Novice. There are 2 tunes, Grip and Drift, and honestly I didn't really notice too much of a handling difference, but it felt like Drift has a higher top speed if anything. Once you beat the 2 tracks, Short and Long, you unlock the next tier car, Professional. Beat the same 2 courses with this one and unlock the final car, Extreme. Again, beat Short and Long course and you'll unlock Mirror, which is just the long course but mirrored as the name details. Finishing Mirror on all 3 cars unlocks Rally Mode, which is not an attached rally racing mode to my disappointment, but a racing series between all 3 courses. There are usually 2 issues that plague bad racing games: a lack of content and awful handling. The former can be forgiven, especially when the game is designed to be a discount game to begin with, but handling is directly correlated to good racing. Racing, the game, doesn't have it, but it's more nuanced than just bad turning. That said, the turning is bad. You do have the option to use either the D-pad or the analog stick, but analog reads as digital inputs. As soon as you're off center, you're going to start turning as much as you would hitting the stick full force, nothing in between. It also is both normal and true responsive. There's average turn speed in the direction you initially hold, but if you hit the other way too quickly, you'll flip to the same angle immediately, even with full acceleration. Also, sometimes you just spin out from barely tapping a direction on what I think are good places to turn, but the game doesn't think so. Novice feels like an arcade racer and pretty slow, but basic enough to teach you the tracks and get an idea on what the game is going to play like. Professional is when the game decides that it's time to actually get good at racing, and every mistake will be punished, though recovery is still possible. The game wants to use simulation physics but doesn't want to alienate its arcade audience, which leads to a frustrating implementation of both. Cornering can either be taken like it should and possibly suffer a decent speed loss, or just gut as hard as possible and don't accelerate on the grass and you're good. Collision's also really off. Running into other cars is goofy, but track hitboxes seem to be much bigger than shown. I've gone through what I thought to be pretty good lines, but whoops. Game decides I hit the wall even though I'm clearly still less than a foot away. Going downhill works as intended, but driving up inclines is the weirdest. The car constantly sounds like it's resetting itself, and during most of this time it won't allow you to turn. The biggest example is the final corner before the finish line on long course, leading to many a restart when I wasn't lined up properly. There are tons of racing games available for real low cheap, so absolutely skip this one and buy literally anything else. Even if you're limited to the PS1, love yourself. Gran Turismo 2 is like $5.